Hey guys, what's going on? Peter J. Cruz here. Start off with one of these bad boys, right? What's going on? Just wanted to go ahead and heard some news recently that I wanted to throw you my little point of view and try to get some of your feedback on it and start a little dialogue that way. And I think I'll be doing a little bit more of this going forward, but I'm trying to keep these real short. These are just more thought-provoking stuff, more than any teaching you how to do this or that, or just watching me play or whatever. So no gear review. So anyway, I heard recently, just in the last few days, I guess, that Joey from Slipknot apparently left the band. And I mean, it was all good, and everyone was happy on both sides. No bad blood, apparently. It's all good. Now, admittedly, I'm not a Slipknot fan, or I shouldn't say I'm not a big Slipknot fan. I actually don't own any of their material, but I'll hear them on satellite radio all the time, and it's all good, and I'll bang my head like anyone else. It's all good like that, but I just don't own any of their stuff. I haven't seen them live. I don't think I've even seen any videos of them live, other than like what you might find on YouTube. So, not a huge fan. I don't follow them specifically, but they're huge, and when there are ripples in the water and in the river of Slipknot, it kind of makes its way around, and people that follow the metal community will obviously hear it. So here I am. So anyway, I heard that, and then come to find out, Joey from Slipknot, or actually Joey formerly of Slipknot, I guess more appropriately, apparently he's in another band called Scar the Martyr. Now I've heard them a bunch on satellite radio. Again, I don't own any of their stuff. But they're a good band. They're on tour. They've recorded and so forth. And now all this talk about Slipknot next, I guess getting ready beginning of the year, going in to start working on new material, getting the recording studio, then going to do a tour after that. And I guess Joey from formerly of Slipknot is saying, okay, I'm done. We're not going to do this, or maybe it was from both sides. I don't know what all dialogue went on, but that made me think. It's like I think every single time I've ever seen a musician who's already in an established band, as big or small or whatever, when they start doing another project with another band, now not a solo project. I mean, solo projects I think are altogether different. I mean, Kiss did it with their solo albums back in the 70s. Mike Petrucci from Dream Theater did the Liquid Tension Experiment, kind of like as a solo thing, a kind of another thing. Never like a regular touring thing. He did the G3 with tours with Steve Vai and Satch and so forth. So I think that's a little bit different. But actually going and like recording an album with another group of members, not as a solo project, but as another band, and then going on tour and everything else, I think that sets you down a new road that you kind of almost say goodbye to your original band. Apparently that's we're looking at that right now with Joey, formerly of Slipknot, and then you've got Mike Portnoy, Dream Theater as well, kind of did the same thing. He got on with the guys from Avenged Sevenfold. I guess their drummer passed away, whatever circumstances that was. I don't follow them, so I really don't know what all the details are, or the guy's name or anything like that. I just know Sinister Gates is the only member that I know by name in Avenged Sevenfold. So, just shoot me now. Yeah, okay. So, anyway, so he goes, he helps them out. I guess there was some mutual respect between the deceased drummer of Avenged Sevenfold and Mike Portnoy. They were friends. Apparently, the Avenged Sevenfold drummer was a big fan, kind of I guess idolized Mike Portnoy. And out of mutual respect, when he passed away, Mike Portnoy was like, hey, I got nothing going on right now. Let me help you guys finish the tour. I guess he learned the music, already knew it or whatever. Finished a tour with Avenged Sevenfold and decided, hey, man, we got some good chemistry. Let's go in the studio. And they actually worked on an album. Meanwhile, he's going down that new path, And then when he's done with the album, I guess he goes back to his guys in Dream Theater who are getting ready to regroup and get ready to head back in the studio for their next cycle. I mean, they record, they tour, they record, they take a small break, they record, they write, record, tour, take a break, write, record, tour, and that's the Dream Theater schedule that they've done for a gazillion years. I mean, that's the way they've always done it, and that's not going to change now. So I guess Mark Portnoy, of course, goes to him and like, hey, I think we need to take some time off, take a break from this, put Dream Theater on hiatus, so we can, just kind of whatever, you know. And the guys were like, hell no, you know, we're hitting on all cylinders right now, you know, we're ready to go again. He's like, well, I need some time off, I need a break. So they're like, sayonara, you know, have a nice day. So, and that was, you know, kind of what ended up leading to Mike Portnoy leaving and Mike Mangini coming in. It's all good now. I mean, Mike Portnoy's got Winery Dogs and Flying Colors, and he did the McAlpine Sheehan Sharanian project, which I got a DVD for, and that thing rocks like no tomorrow. And some other projects I'm sure he's involved with as well. Those are the only ones I could think of off the top of my head. So anyway, so you've got that example. Then you've got the guitar player. He was a guitarist, producer for Anthrax. Oh, God, what's his name? It's an Italian name. Bob Caragiando or something like that or whatever. Well, he's with Volbeat now. So, you know, I guess he kind of, well, he had done some work, I guess, producing or working with the guys in Volbeat, I guess on the side, and I guess kind of led to him leaving Anthrax. Not directly, but kind of indirectly. And maybe he had done some work with them previously. I don't think recording necessarily. So maybe they don't kind of like biting myself in the foot with this one. But, you know, he kind of like needed some time off. He just wanted to just relax and maybe just maybe look for some greener pastures or God knows what. And guys in Volbeat like, hey man, let's get it together. He's like, I'm all over it. And I mean, he was needing a break for I think like all of like a week or 2 weeks. And next thing you know, they're announcing that he had joined Volbeat. So that's another one that came to mind that, you know, kind of you start sleeping with the enemies type of thing. Next thing you know, you're in that camp and you killed your first band. So I think the whole thing too with Corey Taylor and Jim Root is a wee bit different because I think they got pulled out of Stone Sour and got dropped into Slipknot only because of Slipknot's apparently, you know, immediate and early success. And I think they kind of always kept the Stone Sour thing like on the back burner and kind of always went back to it like in between stuff going on with Slipknot. So they kind of, I guess Jim Root and Corey Taylor have been real proactive in being able to maintain the presence of both bands. And I think some of the festivals where both bands played, I mean, that must have been just brutal on them. I mean, I can imagine how tough that was to play 2 sets, like in one of those big giant festivals and stuff. That must be crazy. But so they've been able to make it work. But I think what happened was they got pulled out of what their existing band. They were both in Stone Sour, and they got pulled into like, well, Corey got pulled into Slipknot first, and because of their immediate early success and everything else, he was kind of like, well, I mean, I still love Stone Sour, but I mean, I'm gonna make me, you know, some success here with Slipknot. And I think that they needed a guitar player, so they went ahead and, you know, then Corey's like, hey, let's get Jim Root, let's drop him in there, and, you know, we'll rock it out. And they've been able to make the whole thing work along the way. But apparently, Joey, formerly of Slipknot, couldn't do that. So, who knows? So, anyway, I think that's all I had. Oh, let me ask you a question. Let me get question of the day. Question of the day, okay? Let's say you've already got tickets to go see Stone Sour, and I've heard this recently just right after the whole Joey from Slipknot thing. Jim Root's going to be leaving the tour, not Slipknot, excuse me, not Stone Sour, but Jim Root's going to leave the Stone Sour tour beginning of the year so him and the other guys from Slipknot can start working on material for the new album. They're going to go in the studio next year and everything, so... how does that make you feel? I mean, if you're going to go watch Stone Sour play live, and Jim Root's not going to be up there playing, I mean, how would that? I mean, to me, I mean, it's Corey Taylor and Jim Root are like the top 2 guys. I mean, not taking anything away from, I don't know his name. I'm sorry, the bald guy. You know, like he plays the Ibanez, the red Ibanez or whatever. The other guitar player. God, I forgot his name. Damn. And then you know, the drummer and so forth, the bass player. But I mean, you've got gosh, you got Jim Root, and so Jim Root's not going to be on the tour for I guess the second leg or whatever they're going to do starting after New Year's. How does that make you feel? You know, granted he's going to be in there working on Slipknot, and I'm sure if you're a Stone Sour fan, you're probably to some degree a Slipknot fan, and that entices you as well. And if it's all going to be good, they're going to make better stuff, then it's all, you know, then it's cool. But maybe it's not. Maybe you'd want your hard-earned money to you know, see all the guys in Slipknot. They got some guy filling in on guitar, which I'm sure is going to be great. I'm sure he's going to be a really, really great guitar player. Probably have all the stuff down as well, I'm sure. So, but how do you think about that? I mean, what do you think? So, anyway, comment down below. Let me know what you think, and I'd like to hear what your thoughts are on this whole, you know, sleeping with another band type of thing, or not sleeping, but you know what I mean. Playing with another band, recording with another band, touring with another band, and where does that leave your first band? I mean, would you do that? Have you ever done it? And what do you think of all these stars that are doing it, and then them saying, well, they want to leave their first band? You know, I mean, is that expected? Is that, you know, is it like the writing on the wall type of thing? So anyway, I want to hear your thoughts. So that's all I got for today's, guys. I already talked for way too long. I can get back to work here, my screen blanker or whatever. So anyway, that's all I got. Thanks a bunch, guys. Hit like down below. Give me the thumbs up. Rock on. Hit subscribe. All that fun stuff. And we'll catch you later. Rock on.